Luis Garavito, the Beast of Colombia. Luis Garavito, often referred to as the Beast, is one of the most prolific and notorious serial killers in modern history. His reign of terror in Colombia during the 1990s left an indelible mark on the nation and highlighted severe shortcomings in law enforcement and the justice system. Garavito's crimes, characterized by their brutality and the sheer number of victims, shocked the world and brought attention to the vulnerability of impoverished children in Latin America. This paper explores the life, crimes, investigation and legacy of Luis Garavito, providing a comprehensive understanding of his impact. Luis Alfredo Garavito Cubillos was born on January 25, 1957, in Genova, Colombia. His early life was marked by severe abuse and neglect, factors that many believe contributed to his later behavior. Garavito grew up in a tumultuous household, experiencing physical and emotional abuse from his father. These formative years were marred by instability, setting the stage for the emergence of his violent tendencies. As he grew older, Garavito developed a reputation for being a troubled and unstable individual. He drifted from job to job and struggled with alcoholism, further isolating himself from society. Garavito's criminal activities began to escalate in the early 1990s. Posing as a priest, farmer, or homeless man, he lured young boys, often from impoverished backgrounds, by offering them money, food, or work. Once he gained their trust, he would take them to secluded areas where he subjected them to horrific acts of torture and sexual assault before ultimately murdering them. His modus operandi involved binding the victims, mutilating them with sharp objects, and prolonging their suffering. The level of cruelty displayed in his crimes was unprecedented and revealed a deeply disturbed psyche. The investigation into the disappearance of numerous boys across Colombia was initially slow and hampered by several factors. Many of the victims came from poor families, and their disappearances were not given the same level of urgency as those of children from wealthier backgrounds. Additionally, Colombia was grappling with significant social and political turmoil, including the ongoing conflict with drug cartels and guerrilla groups, which diverted attention and resources away from the investigation. However, as the number of missing children continued to rise, law enforcement agencies began to take notice. The bodies of the victims, often discovered in mass graves or abandoned fields, bore the hallmarks of Garavito's sadistic methods. A significant breakthrough came in 1999 when authorities apprehended Garavito in the town of Villavicencio for attempting to assault a young boy. Upon his arrest, investigators found a detailed journal in his possession that contained the names, ages, and descriptions of his victims. This discovery provided crucial evidence linking him to the murders. Garavito initially denied any involvement, but the overwhelming evidence, including DNA matches and the consistency of his confessions, led to his eventual admission of guilt. Garavito's trial and subsequent sentencing exposed significant flaws in Colombia's justice system. Despite confessing to the murder of 140 boys, he was initially sentenced to just 1,253 years in prison due to legal limitations on sentencing. Colombian law, which at the time capped sentences at 40 years, meant that Garavito could potentially be eligible for parole in the future. This revelation sparked outrage among the victims' families and the public, leading to calls for legal reforms to prevent similar situations in the future. The case of Luis Garavito had far-reaching consequences for Colombian society and law enforcement. It brought to light the systemic failures that allowed a predator like Garavito to operate unchecked for so long. The investigation and trial underscored the need for improved resources and coordination among law enforcement agencies to address crimes against vulnerable populations. In response to the public outcry, the Colombian government implemented several reforms, aimed at strengthening the legal framework for dealing with serial offenders and improving protections for children. Garavito's crimes also had a profound impact on public awareness and advocacy efforts. Non-governmental organizations and child protection agencies intensified their efforts to raise awareness about the dangers facing street children and to provide support and resources for at-risk youth. The case highlighted the importance of community involvement and vigilance in preventing such atrocities from occurring in the future. The legacy of Luis Garavito, while deeply disturbing, serves as a stark reminder of the capacity for human cruelty and the importance of vigilance and justice. His crimes not only devastated countless families, but also exposed significant weaknesses in the systems meant to protect society's most vulnerable members. Understanding Garavito's actions and their impact is crucial for ensuring that such horrors are not repeated and for fostering a safer and more just society. Luis Garavito, known as the Beast, is one of the most prolific serial killers in modern history, responsible for the deaths of at least 140 young boys in Colombia during the 1990s. His early life was marked by severe abuse, which likely contributed to his later violent behavior. Garavito used various disguises to lure his victims, subjecting them to extreme torture and sexual assault before murdering them. The investigation into his crimes was initially slow due to societal and political turmoil, but his eventual arrest in 1999 provided crucial evidence linking him to the murders. Garavito's trial exposed significant flaws in Colombia's justice system, prompting legal reforms and heightened public awareness about the protection of vulnerable children. His legacy underscores the importance of vigilance, legal accountability, and community efforts to prevent such atrocities from occurring in the future.
Thank you for watching Telltime Tales. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the bell icon to stay updated with our latest stories. Until next time, keep exploring the past.